This weekend marks the 40th anniversary of Operation Eagle Claw. During the Iranian Revolution of 1979, the American embassy in Tehran was overrun by militant students who took 63 Americans hostage. A handful were released, but by April 1980, after numerous failed negotiations, 53 remained in captivity. President Jimmy Carter authorized a daring rescue attempt, and a joint task force was assembled that included members of the 1st and 2nd Ranger Battalions. The task force had a challenging mission, requiring an operation with multiple intricate phases and a complex logistics plan to enable the rescue of the hostages. Unfortunately, the mission ended in tragedy at a remote refueling site known as Desert One, when a hovering helicopter hit the tail of a parked C-130 during a brownout. 8 Americans laid down their lives that night. Some would later call this operation a complete failure. But was it really? It was certainly a terrible tragedy. However, Operation Eagle Claw was also one of the greatest catalysts for change that the Department of Defense has seen in the last 50 years. It contributed to the development of the Goldwater-Nichols Act in 1986, and it gave impetus to the creation of U.S. Special Operations Command. From Eagle Claw came new organizations, equipment, training, and joint tactics, techniques, and procedures that survive to this day. The lessons learned fixed a multitude of shortcomings, created capabilities that brought us in the 21st century, and continue to make U.S. Special Operations Forces the best in the world. The reality is that all of us face failure, and we all have something to learn from it. There's no doubt we want to get it right the first time. And we all know that to admit failure means taking the blame. But mountains of data and research shows that making mistakes and suffering failures are some of the best and most effective ways to learn. It's through failure that lessons can be reinforced. Thomas Edison attempted to make a light bulb in 1,000 different ways before succeeding. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor thought he had no imagination. And Michael Jordan was cut from his high school varsity basketball team. What sets them apart? They capitalized on their setbacks. They created purpose and meaning out of them, and they didn't quit. You might even argue that one of the prerequisites for success is failure. The key to getting over failure is to learn from it without being paralyzed by it. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. But if we can learn from our failures, we haven't really failed. It may just be the catalyst for change that we need to advance. So today, we remember Operation Eagle Claw. We honor those who had the guts to try and offer our gratitude to those who had the courage to keep moving forward.